Hey, welcome to Optimize Your Body with Martin Silva, where we talk raw, uncut facts to truly help you optimize your body.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. Before we get going, I would like to proudly announce that I'm now collaborating with Sonic Sleep. So, you know, I always preach about the importance of sleep. Blue light blocker glasses have been an absolute game changer for me. I wear them at nighttime. I put them on around about an hour before I go to bed, and sometimes longer than that. Obviously, they block blue light, which is emitted from your phone, from the TV, from any artificial lighting, light bulbs, anything in the house, any light that you have, which is not daylight, is essentially artificial. And these blue light blockers block that blue light and preserve your melatonin by a hell of a lot. And they've been proven in studies to actually make a massive difference with sleep quality. So if you do want to check them out anyway, go over to swanicsleep.com. And if you see a pair you like, they have different styles, just use my 20% discount code, which is Optimize Your Body. And the previous episode, I had the owner of Sonic Sleep, on the podcast, James Swanwick. Great episodes. He talks about quitting alcohol and sleep, and he goes into detail about that. So there's some great knowledge bombs in that episode, so go check it out, the previous episode. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about mindset. I've had a lot of requests asking me to talk a bit more about mindset, mental health, and those kind of things, which I love to talk about because I'm still learning and trying to better myself every single day. Training your brain is very important. It's no different to your muscles. You know, in the gym, you wanna change your appearance and build a better state of health. You train your body physically, but you have to mentally train your brain. Okay, it takes practice, it takes work to change the way you think. That's why listening to podcasts, reading books, all those kind of things are so important. Helping your mind evolve and grow is not only going to help you live longer, and not just live longer, but add life to your years. But there's more to it than just learning. There's also gratitude, which is something you guys know I practice, and James Swanwick talked a lot about that in the previous episode, or a little bit anyway. Before I go off on a tangent, I'll just crack straight into my 5 points. I think I'm going to call this episode Mindset Over Matter, okay? So the first point out of the 5, in terms of success, right? First of all, before I actually go into the 5, let's talk about success, because that's essentially what I am trying to get across now is, firstly, how do you define success? It's very important to unpack what success means to you. Now, for me, for example, my definition of success is written down, okay? And I refer to this daily because I'm doing a new morning routine, which I'll elaborate on a bit later. But every day I look at this now, and it's my definition of success is living in the present moment, loving my family and friends, evolving and growing daily, and adding value to the lives of others. That is my definition of success. Now, yours might be completely different. You know, there's nothing wrong with money being in your success. A lot of people, I am personally not driven that much by money. I'm more kind of driven by passion and doing what I love. However, don't get me wrong, I'm still driven by money, but it's not a top priority for me. Now, obviously, I do want to create financial freedom going forward, and it is a goal of mine to get my finances in a better state. However, there's nothing wrong with that. I thought I'd just clear that up. You know, if your goal is to earn X amount of money and that it comes into your success, that's totally fine. So, you know, but obviously giving and growing, those kind of things are going to be very important for your fulfillment and giving you purpose in life. So I believe that should be somewhere, you know, in your definition of success, but it doesn't have to be, you know. It's just, I think, adding value one way or another, perfecting a skill which is going to benefit other people and keep you happy and keep you making progress, I think is very important. But that is just my own take on success. Everyone is different. So now I've got that out of the way, I'll get into the points. First point, take action. Okay? Just like the Nike put it perfectly, just do it. Just fucking do it. Right? Take action. Just a quote, my mother always says to me, for example, I've moved out to Australia from the UK, moved to the other side of the world 2 years ago. Something I'd wanted to do. I won't go too much into that for a long time. The opportunity came and I took it. But I was obviously having doubts, which is totally normal. And I'm really close to my mother. My mum always said to me, do not regret the things you've done. Regret the things you did not do when you had a chance. Okay? She was to say in other words, but similar. That is the quote, right? Remember that. Do not regret the things you've done. Regret the things you did not do when you had a chance. People always say, I've had clients who've worked in hospices and whatnot, and I've heard from a lot of people, podcasts I listen to, people on their deathbed never, ever regret the things they've done. They always regret what they didn't do when they had the chance. So if there's anything, and I mean anything you want to achieve, fucking take action, right? Because, you might fail. You might fail a couple of times. But you know what? If you don't take action, you'll never know what the outcome will be. For example, when I done my first ever physique competition, basically men's physique, this is like 4 or 5 years ago, I believe now, men's physique category, it just came about. People were saying to me, Silva, you should do it. So they call me back home, Silva, you should do it. You've got that kind of shape. Because initially it was like the men's health kind of fit look. Nowadays, men's physique is just blown out of proportion. It's just the steroids they're taking now, especially out in America. They're just like, they're bigger than bodybuilders, some of them. Anyway, I'm going off on one again. That was daunting for me. Because even though I'm a confident guy, right, to get on stage in front of, I think it was nigh on 1,000 people, not far off. Maybe a bit less than that. Actually, no, the night show was around about 1,000 people. Like, to get on stage in a pair of board shorts, okay, and strike poses, right? Trust me, that was very challenging. And leading up to it, didn't really know what I was doing. I thought I was doing it right with the food, but I didn't have no idea what I was doing. And I kind of just went along with it. But when the day came around and I had to get on stage, I was shitting myself. And I mean shitting myself. Anyway, I'd done it. 3 years of competing then completely got me to where I am now. It changed the game for me. It taught me so much about myself, what I could achieve. I wouldn't be here talking on this podcast if it wasn't for me going down that route, I believe. So take action. Number 2, confidence is key. With confidence, a lot of people tend to think, that other people are cut with a different cloth in terms of they have confidence and I don't have it. It's just something I don't have. I'm... And don't get me wrong, I guess confidence does come into your DNA a little bit, but the majority of it, by a massive proportion, like 90% of it, I'm just putting random numbers out here, is going to be from putting work in. Okay, confidence takes work. I'm a confident guy. I've built my confidence up from reverting back to what I said last time, taking action. When you take action and you try different things and you push yourself out of your comfort zone to do the things you don't want to do. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still working on this, right? I still avoid things I don't want to do, of course. However, I am more confident as a result of doing those things that make me feel uncomfortable and pushing myself to strive and achieve. Okay, so confidence takes work. But confidence breeds success, and success breeds confidence. So don't look at other people and think, I'm not like them. I haven't got that level of. You can build that up. It comes from building it up, And people might look at me and think, it's okay for him to be confident. No, I haven't always been in this shape and stuff. I wasn't confident going back like maybe 10, 11, 12 years ago. To be honest, when I started doing personal training, that made me a lot more confident because I had to put myself out there. I had to learn. I had to speak to people. I had to adapt to each person's personality. And hold conversation and help people achieve their goals, right? So that helped build my confidence up, But the key thing is confidence takes work and being open to doing some scary stuff, right? Confidence takes work and you've got to be open to do some scary stuff. Number 3, understand why, okay? Now the why, the power of why. No, actually, what's it called? Start with Why is a great book, whilst we're on that topic, by Simon Sinek. One of my favorite books. Start with why, okay? Why are you doing the things you want to do, all right? It doesn't matter what you want to achieve if you don't have a solid reason as to why, if you don't have at least 3 to 5 solid reasons as to why you want to achieve it. So let's just talk about what I'm good at, right? My expertise, getting people in shape, making people fitter and healthier, right? So for example, your goal is, I'll give you some examples now. Firstly, though, I wanted to say, about aesthetics. And a lot of people are driven by insecurities. They want to look better to get, whether it's attention or to feel more secure. These reasons are dangerous, okay? Because when you get in shape, okay, it's not about getting in shape. It's not about the body and how you look. It's really not. It's about the wisdom and the character building involved. So the main benefits of actually training and getting in shape is not the end product, just like anything in life. Okay, it's the process that you need to embrace, not the progress. Don't get me wrong, progress is great, and we want to pay attention to that, obviously, but you don't want to fixate on the progress because it can take you down a slippery slope. Because character building, as I said, and the character you develop through putting the work in day out to get yourself fitter, healthier, and looking good. So the aesthetics and the body, you're aiming to achieve will come as a side effect, okay? That will come as a byproduct, as we always say, of you taking care of yourself, okay? So if the reasons why, let's just give you an example now, right? If you said to me, right, what are your goals? I want to look good. I want to get fatter. I want to get fitter and feel healthier. I'll say to you, why do you want to look good? I want to look good because I want my family and friends to be proud that I've improved my health and my physique, right? That would be, a valid reason, and that's a good driver. However, if your answer was, I want to look good because I don't like the way a certain body part looks, I don't like the way my stomach looks, so I want to look good so I can feel more secure about myself. That is the wrong reason, because that is going to lead you down the path I just explained then of nowhere, essentially. You're going to be chasing how you look, and you see this time and time again, people on Instagram and stuff putting their best foot forward, as we do on Instagram, and trying to show you the shape we're in and whatnot. And deep down, because I've met a lot of, fitness models and stuff like that who are really insecure, and you meet them and what they put out on Instagram and whatnot is not really who they are. And, being in shape, when people literally make that what drives them to be in shape, then they end up just unhappy and chasing attention and likes on Instagram. And that just leads you down a path of, I'd say depression eventually, because, in human interactions in real life, feeling good, building character, all those things I mentioned are what are actually going to get you to that fulfillment and get you to reach success. So without going into too many other questions, right, I was going to reel off a load more questions. It's just an example for you. Understand why you're doing things. And if you can write down 5 reasons why, and they're valid reasons, as in they're going to serve you, and they're not going to be based on insecurities and kind of superficial things, then you're on the right tracks. Okay, number 4, train your brain, okay? So, as I mentioned, training your brain is vital, okay? I'd like to go a bit deeper into what I mean by training your brain. Habits, right? So, in the mornings, right? Don't go on your phone when you wake up in the morning. I don't care what your excuse is, checking emails for work or whatever. It can wait. If you're more organized, right, okay, in certain cases, right, there might be a time where you have to check your emails, but not every morning, really. Don't go on your phone in the morning. Don't go on social media, okay? So it's been proven that it literally dictates your whole day, right? If you go on your phone in the morning, you're putting your brain into that fight or flight mode, whether you realize it or not. You're putting yourself straight into that stressed state, especially if you go on social media, right? So have a solid morning routine. Now, in the mornings, obviously, as I mentioned before, I start work at like 5 a.m. most mornings with clients, right? I set my alarm for 10 past 4 or quarter past 4 in the morning. My phone is the other side of the room, okay? So that alone, if you can take that away from this podcast, don't sleep with your phone next to you so you can just put it on snooze, okay? Stop snoozing, right? I've stopped doing it this year. That was my goal. I've stuck to it. Just put your phone on the other side of the room, get up, and get out of bed. Snoozing is losing, right? It's essentially you're putting your goals and dreams on hold when you're snoozing, right? That's what you're doing. So stop snoozing, put your phone on the other side of the room, get up, okay? Now, my routine after getting up out of bed and not snoozing is cold shower. Jump in the cold shower for a minute, boom, I'm raring to go. I'll make my hot water with lemon and a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, which is one of the best concoctions you can have in the morning, okay? Lukewarm water to hydrate you. That's a major thing. Most of us wake up super dehydrated. Get a bloody pint of water or half a pint of water into you. And even better, as I said, squeeze a quarter of a lemon in there, pink Himalayan salt, boom, the ultimate morning concoction. And then I will do some stretches for literally 3 to 5 minutes. I'll do some yoga moves. And now I've started following... I read another amazing book for you guys on this topic, is The Miracle Morning by, I always forget his name now. It begins with an E. I can't think of his name now. Anyway, I listened to him recently on another podcast and it inspired me to get it going again, the morning routine. So basically, the first thing you do is silence, right? But I do it in a different order. So I do my exercise first. I just said to you then. Silence, which means basically meditation, right? So I'll do my exercise, then I'll do like a minute of meditating. By the way, I've only been doing this full routine for the last 2 days now, right? But like the exercise, the having the hot water, and not going on my phone, planning some of my day, gratitude, that was always part of my morning. But now I've just added 1 or 2 things in there from this miracle morning. So anyway, I'll meditate. So that's what the silence stands for. Basically sit there in silence for a minute or 2 to start with and just breathe. Then it is affirmations. So I've got, affirmations of what basically help you achieve your purpose, essentially. So it helps you boost your self-belief and reaffirm to yourself about things which are true and which are going to shape your brain, essentially. So my affirmations, I've got like 5 of them written down. One of them is, I'm going to continue to help people improve their quality of life until the day I die. That's one of my affirmations, so I'll read that out loud. Another one is, I love my friends and family, and I will continue to make them proud by being my true, authentic self. Basically, I've got 5 of them, and I'll read them out in the morning just to reaffirm it in my brain. They're called affirmations. Then it's visualization. Right? This is something that's new to me. I find it hard, to be honest, to do that for a minute. I visualize what true success is to me. What was the next one? E is the exercise, right? But I've done that. I do that first. And then reading. Okay, so you read a good self-help book, literally 1 or 2 pages, or any book. I like to read my gratitude book. It's based on Stoicism, right? It's called The Daily Stoic. I'll read a page out of that because there's a different page for every day. And yeah, that teaches you a lot about just not sweating the small stuff and not worrying about stupid things and being grateful for what you've got. So I'll read a page out of that and then maybe a page out of another book. And then boom, that's it then. What was the last one? That's it, scribing. S is for scribing. So that is just the gratitude then. So I'll write down 5 to 10 things I'm grateful for. And that takes me a total of no longer than 10 minutes. And that's it. Boom. I want to build it up and spend more time on it. Obviously, this is a starting point for me. But prior to doing that whole routine, which has only been for the last 2 days, I was always doing gratitude. So it was always gratitude, cold shower, my concoction, my drink, and my mobility, and not going on my phone. Not going on my phone, right? But what I would do is when I get to work 2 minutes early, before 5 a.m., I had an Instagram post ready and I would just post that and then come off it. But I did get sucked in sometimes to messages and whatnot. But don't go on it first thing. Look after yourself first, okay, before you do that. So that's a game changer. So train your brain. And that comes down to discipline, right? You'll never always be motivated, right? You'll never always be motivated, but you need to learn to be disciplined, right? So discipline is different. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline, by doing that what I mentioned then, not going on your phone and having some sort of morning routine, will be an absolute game changer as you continue to do it and keep consistency with it. And then finally, just to wrap this up now, goals. Write down what your goals are, right? That can be affirmations, as I just mentioned then. A lot of people, I do have goals in terms of what I want to achieve business-wise and whatnot, relationships and stuff. I do write some of that stuff down, but I'm not rigid with that. A lot of people tend to do that. Write down goals, daily goals, monthly goals, life goals. That has been proven to be very effective. But I've got these affirmations here, which are goals to me, but I do need to be more specific with doing daily and weekly goals. However, dreams without goals are just dreams, okay? So whatever you dream of achieving, if you do, you need to have some sort of goals. And taking it a step further, goals without a plan are just a wish, right? So it's another good quote there. But yeah, you have to have an action plan as well. So, don't bombard yourself and worry about, oh crap, I haven't got goals. Have an idea of what you want out of life, essentially. And if you can make, anything you want to achieve in life is just putting one foot in front of the other. And as we've always said, it's incremental. Change one thing at a time, one small thing. Okay, let's just say you wanna lose body fat. Okay, well, how about for week 1? Your goal would be to do an extra 2,000 to 3,000 steps, okay? Or have an extra 1 to 2 servings of vegetables. Do that for a few weeks. Be really consistent with that, and then add another goal. If you want the long-term success, it takes a little bit of time, okay? Incremental changes, setting goals, okay, is key. And now I'm just going to play to you this little Denzel Washington speech, okay, real quick. Check this out. It's awesome. And by the way, I think it's called Above Inspiration on YouTube if you want to watch the full video. I love Denzel Washington. Here we go.
Dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Sometimes it's just to not curse somebody out. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency.
Boom. So to wrap it up on that, discipline and consistency. Okay? Two very, very key points to success. Okay. I'm going to finish with that now. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this episode, please head over to iTunes and give me a rating and review. Thanks again, guys.